Agent 320 says, footy on terrestrial telly, ITV were broadcasting both championship games and La Liga matches last season. Really hope they keep it going for the coming season. So, look, strong views about free-to-air football on TV. There always have been, and there always will be. And I'm all for it. Do I see it happening? No, I don't. Anyway.
Yep.
Right, Andy, what's more realistic? talkSPORT offering Alan Brazil a new bumper 5-year contract where he'll get bonuses if he never misses a day at work, or Spurs winning the Premier League or the Champions League.
Oh, a big Al all day long. Big Al. Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer, Jeff, that.
Yeah, I only asked because West Ham have told Spurs to be more realistic after they included add-ons of winning the Premier League or the Champions League in their bid for Mohammed Kudus. Chairman Daniel Levy clearly believes that it's possible. Here's what he said shortly after winning the Europa League.
We've won a European trophy, but it's not enough. It's what we haven't done that is more important. We need to win the league. We want to win the Premier League. We want to win the Champions League. But, we want to win.
Yeah, they want to win the Premier League. They want to win. Everybody does. There's nothing wrong with having ambition, is there? Let's get the thoughts of a man who knows exactly what it's like to work with Daniel Levy on transfers. Very good morning to former Spurs and West Ham boss Harry Redknapp. Morning, Harry.
Morning, Harry.
Jeff, Andy, good morning.
So, look, is that typical Daniel Levy, adding in clauses, of bonuses if you win the Premier League or the Champions League?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, he's certainly putting a few bonuses there that are going to be very difficult to collect, that's for sure. So, I mean, listen, they've ended up having a decent season by winning the Cup, so they've got lots to look forward to. But they need to strengthen. They need to bring, 2 or 3 new players in for sure if they're going to make any impact this year in the Premier League or in the Champions League. So they need to spend a few quid.
And would Mohammed Kudus, Harry, fit the bill? You like him?
Yeah, he's got bags of ability, Andy. There's no doubt in his ability. I know 1 or 2 people that sort of around the place at West Ham. I think they're question marks over him.
Right.
I think his ability is not questionable, but I don't know. But, he's certainly got ability, and he's a player that, when he gets on the ball, he can make things happen, and he'll be exciting. So, he'll certainly bring something to Tottenham for sure.
Should Spurs fans, or West Ham fans, if you like, for that matter, should they be concerned at all, Harry, that really nobody's come into either club?
Yeah, at the moment, it's been quite slow, hasn't it? West Ham, you're looking at West Ham, I mean, they need to improve drastically as well. I mean, they end up with nothing last year. Their league position was very poor. Since Graham Potter went there, and took over, things didn't really improve, but it's very difficult. He's not got a magic wand. He's took over quite an average team, really, I think, and they're going to have to get 1 or 2 in to do anything this year. I mean, the boy Bowen seems to carry the team on his shoulders almost single-handedly. So they need to make some signings if they're going to improve this year. And Tottenham, the Tottenham fans are waiting for things to happen now. They need to get cracking in the transfer market. But as you know, and the recruitment is all important. They've got to make the right moves. It's no good just bringing people in there. They've got to make some signings that will make the team better.
Yeah. Thomas Frank got his own way of playing, Harry, and it served him very well at Brentford. How's that going to go down with the Spurs faithful?
Well, Andy, it's like winning football is, if they're winning, it doesn't, it hides a multitude of sins, does it? As long as they're winning, I think they'll be happy. So that's the key now. They want to start winning some games and be up in that top 6 where... With the squad they've got, they should be up there in that top 6. They shouldn't be floundering at the bottom, in the bottom region. I mean, they were very lucky last year. There were 3 teams that had come up the year before that were worse than them, and it kept them up last year. So there's a massive improvement needed this year. But if he can be, I like him. I've never met him, but I like him. What I see of him, he comes over as a great guy, and he's done a fantastic job at Brentford. So I'm hoping he can go to Tottenham and do a good job. I'm sure he will.
And I guess, at the moment, he's only been through the door for a couple of weeks. So I suppose the priorities have been getting his backroom staff in place and then focusing on who you're going to bring in, to perform on the pitch week in, week out. Yeah,
I think it's going to be an interesting year, Jeff. I think that I think we could see I think Leeds, maybe even Burnley could make a real effort this year. It's going to be difficult for Sunderland, we know that, but it's a great football club. But I think Leeds and Burnley, realistically, have got chances of staying in the league this year. Certainly if Leeds spend a few quid as well with that atmosphere there, Andy, you know yourself. It's a difficult place to go. If they can get it going again this year, they might be. We might still see one of the two of the teams that came up last year actually staying in the Premier League this year. I think Burnley have made a great signing in Kyle Walker. I think
for £5 million, Harry, in this day and age for a player of that
I think
sort of
it's a fantastic signing for them. People say, "Oh, he's lost a yard." Well, if he's lost a yard of pace, it still makes him as quick as anybody else in the league. So, and he'll bring so much, I think, to the team. I think he's a great signing. Experience, been there, done the lot. So, great signing for Scott Parker's team.
Harry, you're talking about the promoted sides now. So, put your managerial cap on. Would you take a punt on Callum Wilson if you're the Leeds United manager?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would. Obviously Callum's had a few injury problems. But he scores goals. Good guy, good sort. I'd take him all day long. He'd be the type of player, say Kyle Walker, Callum Wilson. They're the type of players, I think, you bring 2 or 3 of them into your team, it makes such a difference. I'd take him, definitely take a gamble on him.
Yeah. Other players funny, I'm talking about players that might be leaving Spurs, Harry, Richarlison. Again, I've never known quite what to make of him.
No, not me.
I've never quite
really,
saw. No. Again, clearly a very talented boy, as we saw in World Cups and scoring goals for Brazil, etc. But never quite saw it enough. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a player that is being mooted by 1 or 2 others again, but has had problems, Harry, and we've not really ever seen it on a consistent basis, have we?
No, Calvert-Lewin is, if he's fit, he's obviously he's a good player, top centre forward, but keeping him fit is the problem, Andy, isn't it? Really, it's a difficult one. He really has. Callum Wilson's had these problems, but Calvert-Lewin really has been non-stop. It seems one game and he's couple of games he's gone again. So that is a big gamble. You'd only do a deal. You wouldn't be doing deals with him where you're paying massive wages. It would be I think he's going to have to take an appearance-related deal, really, that's going to be heavily weighted in playing games. So that's going to be... But if you can get him in and get him fit, you've got a top centre-forward. So it'd be interesting to see.
Harry, brilliant. Have a great day.
Good to talk to you. Have a good day, guys.
Hello, Harry.
Cheers, Harry. Thanks very much
Bye,
indeed.
lads.
The former Tottenham and West Ham manager, Harry Redknapp there. Coming up, we turn our attention to the future of Evan Ferguson and whether he needs to go abroad to revive his career.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.